All right, leader of the free world here. I bet you thought that was Donald Trump. Well, in Generation X, Donald Trump was never actually president because we started a new country in Cascadia in 2014. Here, I'll break out my Cascadian passport. Hey, voila! No, it's not just a joke. We started a new country 11 years ago. Hey, you know why? Because the majority wants the smartest to lead instead of the most popular candidate. Hey, do the boomers know anything about this? And the boomers don't care about what the democracy wants, what the majority wants. But we found out 11 years ago any group at random will vote to prefer the smartest instead of the most popular. That's a new type of government called a noocracy republic. And the smartest person's going to tell you, hey, nobody in America ever understood the right to life from the Declaration of Independence. So it's easy for the smartest person to end America, technically, but not in an idiocracy where nobody cares. No one cares about the truth. Hey, it's a world ran by greedy psychopath boomers. So the truth doesn't matter to them, right? What the majority wants, uh, that doesn't matter to them. So you have to understand, oh, well, everyone makes fun of the smartest person just like they do in Idiocracy, the movie. Everyone made fun of Joe, even though he was smarter than all of them. Hey, but you realize they needed him to save the world from their stupidity. Well, such is the case today. Hey, you've never given the smart guy the limelight because, hey, I made all your governments around the world irrelevant. And the boomers like to keep their power, but just like the Stanford prison experiment, everyone tends to abuse their power once they get any. So that's the problem with the boomers. Oh, they abuse their power. They don't know the basics, so they're silent. They act like they know their job, but they don't. So Donald Trump is compromised by a foreign country, and anyone on any TikTok live can guess which country took over America. Hey, they took out JFK for not giving them the atomic bomb, right? So he is bought and paid for. Hey, you can bribe the president, you can blackmail the president with Epstein Island, you can bribe all of Congress, and you can intimidate the president with a golden pager as a gift. Yes, Israel took over the United States government after America ended. Hey, they might not want to tell you that on the news, right? So, like Gil Scott Heron said, and the revolution will not be televised. Why would they tell you who the real government is? And here on social media, well, the smartest is the most marginalized, right? So after black people, it's the intelligent people that are the marginalized group. So the smarter you are, the more compartmentalized you are, the more isolated you are from society, because boomers like control, they like power, and they don't want the smart guy to have power, right? So that's the problem. They don't know that it's with knowledge comes power, not with popularity, not with money. They think popularity and money gives them power. But if I'm smarter than all of them, hey, I can poke holes in their leadership. I can tell you, oh, Donald Trump doesn't know his job yet. Joe Biden and Harris don't know their job yet, right? And you can tell, hey, they don't even know the right to life from the Declaration of Independence. And what are we doing with nationalism in the first place? In the atomic age, no wonder we're so close to midnight on the doomsday clock. Hey, every leader wants to have the atomic bomb. They want their own suitcase where they can push the button just like everybody else and end the world, right? So that's the problem. You have a bunch of psychopaths who want power. They want to rule the world through brute force and intimidation, like Israel bombing other countries into oblivion, right, under the guise of fighting terrorism. or some mythical enemy that they created themselves to control the narrative, right? So the former defense minister of Israel is going to tell you the truth. Hey, October 7th was just a phony false flag operation that they created themselves to control the narrative. Much like 9/11, that was to control the narrative to get you all afraid of Islamic extremists for Israel, since they actually are running the U.S. government. So they will get you to topple the Middle East for them. And the problem is, hey, Trump wants to potentially draft young 18-year-olds, right? But in Generation X, I lead every military in the First World Army, and I'm trying to teach the boomers a number of things. One of them, only cowards fight with lethal weapons. So I ask rogue national leaders to resign when they attack other nations, like Israel did with Qatar. Hey, Israel's not supposed to be running a genocide. It's not supposed to be attacking Iran and other nations like Lebanon. Hey, you ask rogue national leaders who do this to resign, and when they don't, well, we arrest them with the First World Army, which has never existed before because, hey, the boomers are pacifists in regard to psychopaths. They allow psychopaths to rule by intimidating force, Iron Mountain philosophy, and scorched earth policy. Well, you're not supposed to allow the bully to rule the world like this. You're not supposed to allow them to bomb other countries when they're not supposed to. That violates international law, right? Even Grok will tell you that. A compromised version of AI that is biased, right? So that's the problem, guys. If all your officials can be bought and bribed and intimidated and blackmailed, you need new ones according to American standards. It's in the Constitution. I get to wipe the slate clean by American standards, but I'm trying to teach you Chief Seattle philosophy, why it's a one nation continent today here in Amexa. So to even do things the American way puts us back in the Stone Ages when I'm trying to get rid of state and national borders to teach you about your territorialism, right? So you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach a boomer the right to life from the Declaration of Independence. You know, the vindictive like to justify why it's okay to kill others. But it's not, okay? After the genocide of the Native Americans, Thomas Jefferson did something special. He said human life actually does matter. You have a right to life. It's an unalienable right. That means the government can't take it away. They don't get to justify why they get to use lethal force by police. Women don't get to justify why abortion's okay. And you don't get to justify why execution is okay, because you have a right to life. For the government to continue to exist, well, it has to uphold that right, which it never did. So America's over. That's why Benjamin Franklin said it's a republic if you can keep it. Well, what if you're Butterfingers? Oh, you couldn't keep the U.S. government. That's the problem here, guys. You're too far gone to correct it. As national narcissists, you don't care about right and wrong. You don't care about the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, right? Just like Israel doesn't care when they use the American public as war fodder. Do you think 18-year-olds really want to sign up or be on the draft in a senile boomers war in their World War III that they created with their poor leadership? You know, it's an issue of society marginalizing the true leader of the free world, yours truly, Adam Brisbane, the world's smartest man. I've been your new Nocratic government for 11 years. Why haven't you noticed? Well, just like I said, compare my reach to your average thirst trap on TikTok. Well, the leader of the free world gets a much more deduced reach.